The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of salt. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Stargate Atlantis, Season 1, Episode 10, The Storm. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. Today, we're talking about Stargate Atlantis for our club members. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader's here. What's up, dude?
Hey, buddy.
You sexy beast.
I still got the throat. Got the throat thing.
You sound like Barry White.
I love how you do it. I'm Batman. Yeah.
Also joining us today,
Hello.
the ambassador of estrogen, Jude. Welcome.
I'm, hello. I'm, hello.
Okay, cool. Matthew Kadish is here, the producer of the show. Welcome, sir.
I'm very excited to get to talk about what's probably my favorite two-parter of all of Stargate Atlantis. This is the first episode of a, I guess, like duo.
Yeah.
And I've been pumping it up for a week, so hopefully, hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Listen, guys, it's like Die Hard in space.
I was so mad at you. I don't know why. I wasn't thinking in that direction, but it was like when it said to be continued, I was like, son of a bitch. I hate freaking two-parters.
Yeah, now you know like what it felt like back in the day when you actually had to wait to find out.
I can imagine, yeah.
Trying to explain to these guys. Now imagine this is like Star Trek and Next Generation and Riker tries to kill Picard. Yeah. And you have to wait 6 months to see what happens. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, guys, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts at, there is a video format where you guys can check us out on YouTube. So don't forget, the podcast is available everywhere, and the YouTube is the superior version because you get to see my cool new background that I got. So
You're very excited about
I was
that background.
super stoked. I feel more complete. And a little bit less of a self-shill with a giant logo behind me.
The lighting kind of makes it look like you're like just in your office on your spaceship.
I'm on a spaceship now. That's pretty cool. Anyway, we have a new background from my side of the table, so very excited to share that with you guys.
I thought we were going to talk about my beard trim.
Your beard trim is awesome. Provided by AR Cuts over here, local barbershop.
Yeah, that's true.
And if any of the audio listeners want to check out our YouTube channel, it's really easy. You just go to your web browser on your phone, type in saltynerdvideo.com, takes you right to our YouTube channel, or you can go to YouTube and just search for Salty Nerd.
All right, guys, before we dive into the episode, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you want to support the show and get an awesome t-shirt, head over to saltynerdstore.com and you guys can get access to our exclusive limited time Stargate Atlantis t-shirt, which was designed by Mr. Kadish over here. It's available for only about 2 months or so, and it's going to disappear forever. So head over to saltynerdstore.com, grab it and order it, and then send us a picture of it when you buy it or when you get it. And we love it when you put it on your pets. So
no pressure. You don't have to buy them specifically for your pets.
We just really think that's cool. So head over to the store, grab the Stargate Atlantis t-shirt, limited edition, limited time, and let us know when you get it. And we'd love to share it on our social medias. All right. So the episode for today is The Storm. This is a part 1 of 2 for the John McClane in Space, which is Kadish's favorite storyline ever. And we watched it last night for our live stream. What did you think? What's your opening thoughts on this episode?
So my opening thoughts are I forgot how many primitive idiots that populate the
Stargate universe,
the banana quadrant or whatever the hell we're living in. What is it? The Pegasus Galaxy, not the banana quadrant. I don't know, whatever. But it really kind of throws me when I see people walking through Stargates and going to Atlantis, and they're carrying crossbows and wearing raccoon tails. It's weird.
Davy Crockett verse.
It's very strange. And I forgot how much that used to bother me, even back when the show was new. So I'm like,
the episodes start like they're preparing for some kind of a storm that's coming. It's going to hit the city, which is funny because they all call out like, we're in a freaking giant like Space City. Why are we worried about a hurricane? Know, and McKay's over there like, it's gonna freaking kill everybody. Yeah. So he's freaking out. But it was funny that we were watching that and that moment where Shepard went to go negotiate with these people for help.
He's such a good negotiator.
I was like, I thought we established that he was a horrible negotiator.
I said the same thing.
Like, why are they sending him again?
I was like, Ford, tell them what we're going to have to trade. Like, okay.
Weapons.
It's like, you're going to do what we tell you, or I'm going to shoot you with my gun. Basically,
they didn't even offer them anything. There's just like, you're going to take us in.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Because the guy, like, he was asking, like, well, what's in it for us? And Shepard was like, nothing.
Nothing. Just because we're going to owe you. Owe you what? A favor. Fuck's a favor?
What does that mean? They don't have favors in the banana quadrant. I don't.
It's going to make you an offer we can for free.
I was about to say
It's like,
So let me tell you how this is going to work.
Okay.
come to me on the day of the storm.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to take in my people for a day.
And in return,
I'm going to owe you a favor.
Owing me a favor.
What's a favor?
Yeah. No, it was a goofy thing. Because I was like, I thought we established, or at least Weir did. Jude, what are you looking at?
Sorry.
It's
new.
It's gonna be old soon.
I'm gonna give you some flint arrowheads for your crossbows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Flint
like, ooh,
arrows.
Flint, what's that?
You did. You were freaking out. You're like, why do they have crossbows? Why do they have crossbows? It's so goofy.
So weird.
Oh man. Well, Kadish, what did you think about this episode, man? Because I know you this is one of the ones obviously that you picked. So
yeah, this is the first half of like probably my favorite 2-part arc in all of the entire Stargate Atlantis series, not just season 1. But one of the things I wanted to point out, which it's kind of a lost art nowadays, is that this show does a really good job of kind of like explaining why they're doing stuff. And I think it's a direct result of like, you know, the writers just being used to having fans like me who sit there and pick apart an episode and it's like, why do they do this? Why do they do that? So they actually take the time to kind of like exposition out like why the Atlantis team is doing certain things. Like they take the time to explain how the superstorm formed. They take the time to explain that the plan, which is like, you know, they have these lightning rods in Atlantis that, you know, take the power and channel it into the ocean. Mm-hmm. They're going to change that up to make it power the shields. And then there's a great part where like Shepard is kind of like playing the role of the audience where he's like, well, if they had shields, what did they need lightning rods for? And so like they actually say like, okay, well, they couldn't keep the shield powered constantly. Otherwise it would drain the batteries. So, you know, when the shields were down, they needed the lightning rods to protect the city. And so it's little things like that. Cause like when I'm watching a show, like I'll be like, why do they need lightning rods if they have a shield, you know? And so like this series, the writers of the series knew their fan base, knew that they would be asking these questions and actually take the time to like address them in the episode in a way that's not, it doesn't stop the forward momentum of the episode.
Yeah.
There was a big exposition dump by David Hewlett in this episode. And I thought it was funny because they had the camera on like a dolly and it went from behind him around his desk and then in front of him and it zoomed in. And I was like, now that's a way to make a boring sentence really cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at the camera.
Moving.
The camera's moving. It makes everything more interesting. So I just thought that was funny because I was watching it and I'm like, now that I'm like talking with Kadish and we're doing movies all the time and talking about this kind of stuff, I start to notice how like, hey, we have this like 3-minute exposition dump by one character. Poor David Hewlett. Who had to
one of those 3-page lines.
Yeah, you had to memorize the whole goddamn thing. Yeah. The Flibberschlap is depowered, and we need to get the ZP09 or whatever the fuck.
The gobbledygook.
Yeah, the gobbledygook.
You wonder why he's so cranky all the time?
Yeah.
Because they just had to memorize 3 pages of dialogue. Yeah.
There's also a great line in here where like pretty much everyone is just like not worried about the superstorm because they're like, oh, McKay will think of something.
That's right.
And it keeps irritating him. He's like, despite what you all may think, I'm not Superman. Everyone's like,
did anybody here think he was Superman?
Yeah, no one thought that.
It's a good moment. Jude is so distracted.
She's like, shiny
things.
Squirrel.
Shiny things are beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was super irritated that it was a 2-parter. I'm gonna have to wait till next week to watch the second half. I've seen the show. We've talked about this before.
You can watch them whenever though.
No, I feel like it's better when you actually do it with the show.
Yeah.
I feel like the reaction is more genuine. Because if I watched it a week ago or tonight and then I talked about it next week, it would be like, you know, 3 times removed. I would have watched a bunch of other stuff in between.
Well, the thing about this episode is that like it's a lot of setup for the next episode, and it ends on like a really good cliffhanger, and it introduces like a new villain for Shepard to kind of like fight against. Even though like I think this is the last time we ever see the Genii in Stargate Atlantis because you know, they just get their asses handed to them
by one guy.
Yeah, by one guy. So, but this whole episode, even though it's very good, it's just basically set up for the second episode. But this was the mid-season finale of season 1. And so like, I can remember watching this when it aired. And when it got to that cliffhanger ending, I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me! How like when does this come back on?" You know, and I think like it was like a summer hiatus type thing. So like, you know, we had to wait until like September or something like that to find out, you know, when or what happened. And I was not let down when the show came.
I'm looking forward to it. So I'm pretty sure I've probably seen the episode, but it's been so long ago that I don't remember it.
I really don't remember what exactly happens either.
Yeah, me neither. Real quick,
and Jake Fratelli is in it.
Jake Fratelli, who's
from
that?
The Goonies.
Yeah, the oldest Fratelli brother.
Oh, the Fratelli. Yeah. Okay, I was going to ask you, would you? Because I when I see that guy, I don't think of The Goonies because I hate that movie. I think of the James Bond movie where he is the villain with
License to Kill.
Yeah, License to Kill with who was Bond in that movie? Was it Moore?
No, it was Timothy Dalton.
Dalton. Okay, yeah.
Kadish's favorite.
Yeah, my favorite Bond.
Okay, yeah, that's what I know him from. I know him from the Bond villain. So every time I see him on scene or whatever, I'm like, oh, it's a Bond villain. Shepard's going up against a Bond villain. This is so cool.
It's funny because Robert Davi was actually in the original Die Hard. He was Agent Johnson.
Oh yeah,
one of the FBI guys.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
So like bringing him on to do like a Die Hard ripoff on Stargate Atlantis was pretty inspired.
I love it. I love it.
6 Degrees of Goonies.
Yeah, don't. Please, God, no. All right.
I'll go back to staring at your background.
Yeah. She was just, whoa.
But it was great because there was a scene in here where Robert Davi and Cole Meany get to act together. And it's just like, oh man, give these guys their own show.
All right, everybody. So this is how it's going to work. This is the public aspect. If you guys want access to the full breakdown of the episode, head over to saltynerdclub.com and join the club membership. There you get access to 4 exclusive podcasts every single month where we do deep dive breakdowns of classic sci-fi TV shows. Of course, this month we're doing Stargate Atlantis. Next month we're doing Firefly, I believe. And that's going to coincide with a certain interview that we might have. So head over to saltynerdclub.com, join the club membership. The support is much appreciated. Shout out to all of our club members. We love them. And we'll talk to them in a second.
Yeah,
on the other
we
half.
actually blew all of our Patreon money on your new background. So
this is true. We need more. We need more patrons so I can have more cool stuff.
We already had all of the booze, though.
Yeah, no, the booze was ours. Yeah, I brought a couple bottles. Jude had everything else. I brought the Jurassic Park stuff.
All of the skulls were mine.
I love this. My favorite part is the freaking skulls. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us today. Matt Vader, where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at Matt Vader 74 on new Twitter. I say new Twitter because it's cool again.
Elon Twitter.
Elon Twitter. Yeah.
E.T. E.T. They should rename it.
Yeah. Matt Vader 74 on the socials. I'm on a lot of them, so just look.
And before your voice comes back fully, where can they go to OnlyFans and have you talk dirty to them?
No, I just
no. Do some ASMR.
Yeah.
Like.
Jude, where can they find you at?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram and on TikTok.
All right, Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish on the cool Twitter. Kadish, and also kadishbooks.com takes you to my Amazon page where you can check out my novels.
All right, guys, if you want to chat with me, head over to Discord, saltynerd.discord.com. That's the place to be. That's where all of our coolest people are. So head over there and chat with us. And we'll see you next week. Stay salty. Club members, let's go.